Hey everyone, it's another episode of Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. OMG. So good that you guys can join us on tonight. It's the last Tuesday of April. Oh my goodness. And of course, I'm wrapping up my birthday celebration. I celebrated all week and through this last weekend. So my goodness, I can't believe it's going to be May 1st, but it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And of course, we got some things we're going to be talking about on tonight. And so we'll be back. And like I said, it is another edition of Interludes Presents Talk on Tuesdays. We're getting started. We're getting started. Here we go. Come join us. Woo-hoo. Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. My goodness. My partner in crime, Coach Tony Thompson. Something has happened. I believe he's having some issues with his phone. He usually does the podcast from the phone, and the phone is not working for him tonight. So I was like, oh well, I guess I'll be doing this on a solo, which is fine. But my goodness, we're grateful that you guys are able to join us. And here's the thing. We have a wonderful affiliate sponsor that is Key Spot by Quality SAP. Share, connect, and grow. They have a wonderful business virtual meeting every third Thursday of the month. And so I have to tell congratulations. Thank you so much to Cynthia McAllister for definitely being a affiliate sponsor for Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays. And of course, you guys are probably wondering, when is the book coming? Well, the cover is finished and editing has been wrapping up over this past weekend. And so, best birthday gift ever, a DJ saved my life. It is based on the time that I started this podcast, and it'll be 4 years in June. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. 4 years in June. And so we're going to be doing our thing. And so I thank everyone who has already pre-purchased an e-copy book of it, but we're going to be going ahead and releasing it in May because May is tomorrow. That's where we're at. We're in May. And so I'm excited and so very happy that you guys have gone ahead and supported it. But it's based on my experience of getting this podcast together and how being a virtual DJ literally saved my life. You guys go ahead and scan the QR code, find out more about it. And of course, this is self-publishing at its best. Oh my goodness. I want to see if you guys are in the building. Go ahead and say hello. And of course, I've been working on this over the last week, adding more and more videos. It is Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice, and that is our Patreon. Patreon is where we do kind of the behind the scenes of what happens with Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday, the Pull Up Podcast, and others. There's been some funny videos that I've been getting up there from Coach Tony. I've been asking him to submit some things because you guys love when he covers sports, which is wonderful. But my goodness, join our community on Patreon today, and that's at patreon.com/interludes. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Springer. And thank you so much for getting all that information out in the world today. Oh my goodness. But my goodness, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. I got on the bike a little bit earlier today and got a chance to get about 7 miles in. I don't know about anybody else, but I got a chance to ride my bike. It was a beautiful 71, 72 degrees in the Midwest town here. And I was really, really excited to be able to get some biking in. So you guys, my goodness, thank you so much for that. And of course, Mr. Springer is in the chat doing his thing. And of course, where are we streaming? We're streaming to Twitch. Hello to the gamers out there. Instagram. And then also, if you guys have been looking for us in our Facebook group, they've changed some rules with StreamYard, and now I'm streaming to my, what is this called? Pure Lighthouse Media Home of Interludes page. So right now that is the place on Facebook that I'm able to stream to. And I was able to monitor it a little bit better on yesterday, but there was a button I had to click, or they're asking a lot of us here in the world of streaming. So it's like, okay, we're gonna rock it out and do what we do. Oh my goodness. So man, I got a chance. I've been watching some reruns of a show called Power, and one of the folks that's behind Power is Curtis 50 Cents Jackson. I almost just want to stick with Curtis. I like saying Curtis Jackson, nothing else. Nothing else. You know, he is now moving into doing what? Uh, studio buying. I can't believe it. He's going to be doing something where he just purchased and just closed on buying a studio in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is exciting information for us, because I'm thinking that means that he is going to be generating jobs and doing some other things with his G Unit, a film and production company. Now, I know a lot of people are going, 50 Cent has been in the news for the petty stuff. He's been cracking jokes here and making fun of folks over there. But of course, I'm looking at the business. I got to look at the business side of things. I can't focus in on what other stuff he does via, taunting people on social media. I think he does that just to keep ratings up and whatever. But he has anywhere from, I want to say, he's got a lot of shows on what was this? He's got a lot of shows on on the Stars Network, and it started out with the show Power in 2014. And so he's created this called the Power Universe, and I'm like, okay, that's different. There's Marvel Universe, there's DC Universe, and 50 Cent's created the Power Universe. He created the show with Courtney Kemp, and they had several spinoffs. And then, of course, Coach Tony loves Black Mafia. That's Black Mafia Family. That's BMF. That's also another show that 50 is. I guess I can't believe it. He's show running a lot of these shows, and so there's been spinoffs. That's the original grouping of Power, but then of course you see the others that have spin off. And what was happening during the pandemic is that a lot of the shows that 50 produced, they had done a lot of shooting even through the pandemic. And when the strike happened, those shows were still rolling, because how Stars orders shows, a season is not 22 episodes anymore. They've shortened it. It's for limited series. It's anywhere from 8 to 10 episodes. And that's all they do for the season. I'm telling you, every summer when Power would come on, I'd ramp up my Stars subscription, check it out for 8 to 10 episodes, and then I would leave the platform, or I would tell somebody, hey, can someone let me come over and watch some of the episodes, or and we would be talking about the show around the cooler. But my goodness, but the show Power Book 2 Ghosts, that's going to be ending this summer. They're wrapping up that season. I think it went 5 seasons. And the first Power went from 2014 to 2020, the very beginning of 2020. And then they started to do their spinoffs. But congratulations to Curtis for getting this together. I'm bringing up the article that was sent to me by Queen April Wheaton White. She's always on it, letting me know what is happening in the industry. And here's the thing: I think Curtis is copying off of a very famous person over in Atlanta. So if you guys are looking right there, that is the studio in Shreveport that he'll be buying. And I think he signed like a 30-year lease, which is interestingly enough. But here we go. According to, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. Bravity.com entertainment and this isn't the entertainment section. They say here with Curtis, he's opening up the G Unit Studios in Shreveport, Louisiana, and he's hoping to mirror. You guessed it. Who is he? He's mirroring. There you go, brother Tyler Perry, who has created a slew of jobs in the entertainment industry. We had LaCosca on a couple of weeks ago with me and Coach Tony, and she has been auditioning for some roles there. And of course, Coach Tony's nephew has also been auditioning as well for those things. So I'm like, oh my gosh, so this is exciting. So Tyler Perry inspired this, I'm assuming. And then recently, he's been going back and forth with adding this G Unit film and television company, and this is where he's going to be doing shows there in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, you guys, this is the 12-lot studio that we're looking at from Tyler Perry Studios. What a wonderful, wonderful situation that's happening here. I'm telling you, man, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. I am really having a tough time trying to read this article here that I have. But anyway, on on 50's Instagram, he received the key to the city, to Shreveport, Louisiana, and he held a press conference to announce they call it the Gunlit Life Studios, and it is for G Unit. It's G Unit. I'm sorry, G Unit Studios that'll be opening in Shreveport. So that means a whole bunch of jobs and everything. I don't know what you guys think about that. I'd love to know what you all think. I've never been to the Tyler Perry Studios. There's a few people that have done that, of course. And Darren says Perry. Yes, Tyler Perry has a 12-lot large studio in Atlanta, and Curtis Jackson is going to be doing something similar in Shreveport. So I am interested to see what that's all about. And of course, thank you so much for this, Kevin. He says there's a couple of first look photos. Michael Ealy and Golden Brooks debut in the Power franchise. That's why I'm sad to see one of the Powers leave leave the universe, and that's a spinoff that's based on the Sun. But yes, I'm excited about it, and of course, a 48-year-old, he's saying that this is going to be a beacon of inspiration and creativity, and the Shreveport mayor, Tom Acrono, expressed his excitement as he talked about the impact the G Unit Studios will make on the city. So it just means that there'll be more jobs. And of course, I believe it's very expensive to shoot in New York. Even where I lived in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, when I was there, they shot a couple episodes of Power right around the corner from my house. I got a chance to chat with some folks. I did not see Joseph Sciorra, who plays Tommy, and I did not meet Omari Hardwick, who played the James St. Patrick, aka Ghost. I never met the actors, but I got a chance to talk with some of the folks, food services folks that was like on Fifth Avenue, kind of doing their thing. And man, oh man, I was thinking this is so cool to be able to see them, kind of the action behind the scenes. And ironically, when you're there 12 to 15 hours a day, a lot of times, as I talk to other actors that's in the industry, they say it's very, very boring. It's not that exciting. And I'm like, really? It's not that exciting? No, it's not. But the Power universe, and also BMF, Black Mafia Family, those shows are going to be shot in different parts of New York, and I believe in the Michigan, Detroit area, because of where that's based in. But the main part is that he's purchased the studio, and he's hoping to mimic what Tyler Perry has done in Atlanta. I'm really excited about that. And of course, hey, good to see you, Wise. He's saying hello, giving some things. So I'm loving that. And of course, okay, Vivica A. Fox predicts Tyler Perry's reaction to to the parody film Not Another Church Movie. I guess that's another show that's coming out. Man, I got a chance to check out a couple of, what do you call this, movie trailers, and I'll definitely have to clue you into next week. There's a couple of films finally that I want to check out. I know you guys are wondering, how come you haven't reviewed any movies lately? Well, I haven't, because there hasn't been anything that's piqued my interest. And there's some things I have to avoid just because I'm thinking, maybe the content's a little crazy. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Club Shay Shay. That's one of the most popular visual podcasts that's on YouTube. You guys, Club Shay Shay has, I believe, Shannon Sharp. He has anywhere from 1 to 3 million subscribers. It's really, really a huge podcast. I got a chance to check out some of it, not all of it. The 1 to 2, I think it was 3 hours. I'm not sure exactly how many hours. Amanda Seales, one of my favorite actresses and comedians. I mimicked her Patreon because she has a Patreon account as well. And during the strike, she was very active on letting people know what she thought about things. And then she also came up with this great film short that's only for Patreon fans. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And I was mimicking that. She did a podcast, and I listened to her podcast as well, where she really went into detail about how much money she was receiving from the streams of Insecure, because that's the show that she was on, that the Insecure moved to Netflix, and they weren't really paying the actors a lot of money. Well, she got into a lot. And when I say a lot, she got into a lot. One of the main things that she discussed, according to People magazine, and of course, based on what I saw, when she was talking with Shay, she threw some folks under the bus, and that would be, unfortunately, Issa Rae. Now, my question to you and to the audience, if you have a personal gripe with someone you've worked with before, would you go public with it? I'm just curious. I know if I talked to Tony, if he was here, he'd probably be like, of course I would. I probably would be like, why are you doing it? But but Amanda went public, and she was really upset, and kind of broke down to Shay Shay what exactly she was feeling. And thank you so very much, Mr. Springer, for going ahead and sharing that article with me. And of course, I didn't realize that there was a feud between Amanda and Issa Rae. Now, if you guys got a chance to watch any of Insecure, she had a wonderful role on that. She was one of the married folks in the foursome of all of them. And she just had a real issue with what was happening. There's kind of all the principal actors in the cast there of Insecure. It ran about 5 seasons. And all 5 seasons are now available on Netflix, because at one point its home was HBO. I was really sad that I think Issa Rae's show got also canceled. She had another show that came on. I can't even say the title because it's a little racy, about rap things and stuff like that. But as you see everyone here, my goodness, she talked and said that there was some rumors to state that Issa Rae was a mean girl on set. We don't know how true any of this stuff is, but she spoke to a lot of it. And then, of course, she talked about she wanted to keep the details of what happened with them private. And she understood. She even said this to Shay, that she understood the importance that Issa Rae has in Black Hollywood, and I'll say it, like that. But here's the thing: would you air out a personal gripe with someone that you did not like? And you know what? Thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for putting that out there. You guys can answer that in the chat, or you can just go ahead and let me know. Like, if you had a personal gripe with someone in the industry, or if you worked with someone like in corporate America, would you go public with it? I don't think that's wise. I kind of feel like even though she was upset with what happened, she probably just shouldn't have said anything. Because here's the thing: it's so quick for Black actresses to get labeled difficult to work with. They're always griping about something, and there's always something. And I was thinking, I don't want us as Black women, especially in the industry, to have a reputation of being difficult to work with. Come on. It's very hard for actors, period, of any race to land great jobs. I was watching earlier, Sherry Shepard, she was interviewing Rocky Carroll. Rocky Carroll has been on television, NCIS, for over 20 plus years. And then, of course, he started out in on Rock. But he said that he was a New York actor and worked on the stage. But his success, I don't know, his success of working on NCIS for all of those years and then also on Rock for like 3 or 4 seasons. Did Rocky Carroll ever get labeled as being difficult to work with? We don't know. We just see him show up every season on NCIS and he's working. But Amanda Seales is bright. She is intelligent. She is sharp. I love her comedy. It's very edgy, right on the tip of everything. I know that's one of the reasons why she got hired for Insecure. But here's the thing. She has created her own income streams, in my mind. Like I said, I'm a fan and a supporter of her Patreon page. I think she's brilliant. However, if you're upset about something, that's probably something you should work on and not do that with Shay Shay. and the funny thing is, during the interview, she was drinking water. Usually on Club Shay Shay, the folks come on and what do? They have a drink with him because he's I think either selling or advertising one of his liquors or something like that. And so he's having this conversation with her and she's like, no, she's got the water. And then he was like, okay, well, we're going to toast water. And they ended up doing that. So I guess she wanted to show her fans and everyone else that, you know what, I'm sober. I know what I'm doing and I'm going to be letting everything out. So I don't know how many people got a chance to see the Amanda Seales interview with on Club Shay Shay. It's available. It's long. The good thing about his folks over there at Club Shay Shay, they break up those interviews. Those interviews are long, but they go into detail and stuff. So that's what's interesting about that. But here's the thing. If you have a gripe with someone and if you don't like what they're saying, if you don't like what they're talking about, as hard as it is to get work in the entertainment industry, I think you should just not say anything or have your beef out with them one-on-one. It's just that simple. Amanda, I want to see you working again in sitcoms and all the rest and hope and prayerfully they're going to pay you what you're worth. Seriously. However, if I don't know what Issa's saying against her to people that's in control, that could be, she could audition for something and Issa could have gotten to them and said, don't hire her. She's difficult. Or I don't like what she said about me on Club Shay Shay. So I'm going to retaliate and block that. But here's the thing. What God has for Amanda is for Amanda. And if she chooses to talk about it, hopefully it gets some healing. I don't know if it gets healing on a show where the main character is doing a toast with whatever alcohol he's got. I don't know if that's the thing, but my goodness, it's something. And so Amanda Seales, she's on Instagram, as well as she has her own Patreon. And so that's kind of what's been happening with that. And all I can say is that Amanda is upset. But she got it all out. So that's the number one thing, is that she got it all out. So that's what's cool. Man, oh man. Oh gosh. And you know what? Well, I guess I'm going to get to all of my stories because I see Coach is not going to be coming in, which is fine. And of course, if you're in the building, go ahead and say hello in the chat. Let us know that you're there. Like I said, I see that Mr. Wise is here. Man, oh man. And I have to tell you guys about my after show. I have an after show that streams on Clubhouse. Things get more talkative and real on there. And we had one of our folks that's an active member that comes. We call it like the after show crew. Lakeisha came on and started talking about someone that went viral, talking about the 50% man and the 100% man. I got to do more of a deep dive into that before I present it to you all here. And it'd be great to have that conversation with Tony and find out, do you consider yourself a 50%, 50-50 man or 100% man? Now, if you want to know what all that's about, that gentleman, and he, his videos went viral because he was kind of, I guess, checking men who only give 50% versus 100%. And because I am not a relationship expert, nor have I ever been in a marriage or engagement, I cannot speak to this with intelligence and clarity. So that's my thing. I see Tina's in the building. Blessings to you. Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Good to see you as well. And of course, thank you so much, Kevin, letting everybody know to please like and subscribe. This is going to be one of my last entertainment stories. How many people are a fan of Brian McKnight? You guys remember him? His brother was a part of a great gospel group called Take Six. That's how I got to know a little bit about Brian McKnight. He came out in, I want to say 92. Take Six came out in like 1990. You all remember that song, Spread Love, Got to Spread Love, whatever. That was one of my favorites. Well, Brian McKnight has been on the gossip blogs, entertainment blogs, and in the news for all of the wrong reasons. Now, I have to say this. Wait a minute. Daniel's telling me, Val the Voice, you rock like salt with sodium. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll go ahead and take that. Yes, Tina. Yeah, Brian has been in the news, and it's not for anything good. And this is something I want to really talk to my my friends, my Christians, my saints in the audience about. How do you treat your families, even when you go ahead and get married, remarried after your first marriage hasn't gone well? Brian McKnight was married to his first wife for about anywhere from 10 to 15 years. And then, that a marriage dissolved and he ended up getting remarried. What's been happening and what I've been able to tell from some of the things on Instagram and elsewhere is that I think his wife just had a baby, and he decided to rename himself after his baby, and he's doing a whole album. And he says, introducing Brian Canola McCullough Jr. And, the beautiful baby is cute, got the little fat jaws and everything. That's wonderful. Beautiful. That's wonderful that you're going to rename some things. How are you treating your elder kids, though? I feel like, in fact, it's been reported that's been some bad blood between his kids that are from his first marriage and the kids that are in his second marriage. They're not aware of what's happening because they're much younger. And because I can't confirm any of this. Now, this is a picture of him and his first wife, and him and his two boys. I think on Brian McKnight's second CD. Now, here's the thing. I was a huge Brian McKnight fan. I even saw him in person when he came to Chicago. I want to say back in 92, 93. I was in college at the time. And yeah, Tina, I feel the same way. She took the words right out of my mouth. This entire issue that's happening with them is a complete and entire mess. I can't even really speak to what it all pertains to, but what it is about him being upset with his first set of kids that he has with his first wife, and disowning them, and then just putting all of this attention toward his current family. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is that right to do that? And you're a singer. You're a popular you are known for romantic songs. In fact, a uniting song that he had for a long time. You guys remember the movie that was with Jada Pinkett Smith and Alan Payne from New Jack City? What was the name of that movie? The song was called "You Will Know," and there was a bunch of voices that sang on it, and he wrote that song for the soundtrack. Why is the name of the movie going out of my head? It was Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Jason's lyric. Thank you, Kevin. I was sitting up here trying to figure out what was the name of that movie. So he wrote part of the music for Jason's lyric, and You Will Know had a bunch of men, and it was Gerald Levert. It was Tevin Campbell. I literally hear the song playing in my head right now because I'm a DJ, so I hear music all the time. He wrote this song, and it was unifying to see men together singing, and your dreams don't come easy. Act like a man, go from boys to men, and you have a plan. And I was all fired up, like, oh wow, this is wonderful. So why are you not doing unifying things now? Like, why are you acting or writing music that's more unifying in your past than what you're doing right now? It doesn't look good. And of course, Mito, she says, no, not right. We need real fathers more than ever these times. That is so correct. That is so correct. And my open rebuke right now is, do not disown your children. I don't care what they did because I don't have all the details. That's the thing. And I could say, oh, this happened to this person and that happened to that person. But what I see on the screen and what I read, I'm seeing that it's behavior that's not becoming of what I am perceived as intelligence in writing great music and producing great albums. Like I loved his music. And if you notice, I'm saying loved in past tense, because as I did like a kind of a deep dive on what's been happening with the family, I'm like, no, I don't want to know about this. Keep this out of the media. I think the daughter allegedly sued Brian, and then he spoke up about it, and then he kept talking about it on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, I think earlier this year we talked about Anita Baker getting upset and speaking on social media. Social media is not the place to deal with things that anger you. In the same way that Amanda Seales, said, okay, I'm going to talk about what happened between me and Issa, and I don't like the way she treated me. No, you go to Issa one-on-one and you talk about it, because I want to see you acting in other things. I'd like to go see Brian McKnight, but after seeing this with him and his sons, and I'm disowning you, or I don't like you, or I'm suing you, I don't want to hear about that. Where's the love songs? Where's the You Will Know songs? Where's that stuff? I'm a DJ. I want to hear the music. I don't want to hear about you griping with your kids. Make up with your kids and do it behind closed doors. We don't want to know about it. Of course, CM is saying, what is CM saying? What he does to one lets me know what he'll do to another. Man, if I had a sound effect for that, that's like, ooh. So that's not good though, because the baby, as I'll go back now, these are his grown sons. He's even had his sons that are here produce on some of his records. Come on. Do music, not Discord. Do music, not Discord. Thank you so very much for that, CM. I don't want to see it. Deal with it behind closed doors. I don't want to see it. So it's going to make me look at Brian McKnight cross-eyed now. I'm sitting here going, I don't know what's going on with you, but just keep it out of social media. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have a gripe with someone, my recommendation, deal with it one-on-one. Pick up the phone and talk to that person. Okay, and here's Darren has a question. He says, "Is the new wife the influence?" I have no idea, and I hope not, because why would you want a man that would disown his older children? I don't care what the gripe is. And like I said, it's a lot of elements that built up to, I want to say, Brian's frustration, but I don't care how frustrated you are. You go like a man and you deal with your children one on one and behind closed doors where we know nothing about it. Shh, don't tell us. You deal with that. We want the music. We don't care about your griping with your kids. And that's a very good question, Darren. I have no clue if his wife is an influence. I hope not, and prayerfully not. So keep the did Kevin write it out? That's right. Do music, not Discord. Yes. Do music. So like I said, I can't speak on it. And so I'm gonna do a little bit more research, but I'm hoping by the time next week comes, it's out of the news and everyone has talked about it. But here's the thing. I think about my own situation with my own parents. And I'll go back to Midos's comment. If my mom was constantly putting down my dad, even though he went ahead and remarried, and that's what actually happened. She stopped, or she didn't put down my dad because she knew that I loved him. And even though he got remarried and had another set of kids, but they were I like to call him my bonus sister, my bonus brother, because his wife, had kids with her first husband. It wasn't right for my dad to treat me any kind of way or less than because I was his kid. It's as simple as that. And I remember that weirdness and discord for a moment. I didn't quite process it because a lot of this was happening when I was much younger. But how my parents did eventually come together to put me through college and to help me out when I was in New York and to both come when I graduated from NYU, that was very happy. I mean, that was a very wonderful time. And of course, in the book, A DJ Saved My Life, I kind of break down the weird relationship between, not weird relationship, but the relationship between mom, dad, and, how those things happened. That's kind of the breakdown of that. But yeah, you know, that's very disturbing. And so anyway, I'll be praying. Amanda, I want you working again. So major kudos to you. I love your comedy, but don't gripe. Three cheers for 50 cents. I'm so grateful that he's going to be creating jobs in Shreveport and other places. And I believe Power Book 2, the last season, is happening this summer. So please check it out. That's on Stars. And then, of course, Brian McKnight, please, let's just do the music, no Discord. There we go. That's my take on it, and that's how I see it. Oh my gosh. Well, Coach is not here, so I'm gonna do the Val the Voice version of sports, and it's just a brief breakdown of what's happening with playoffs. There's a game going on right now, and then of course, Coach, he would always say, for promotional purposes only, we are not talking about we're not talking about or saying that you should bet on or say whatever that is. So my goodness. So the round one of the playoffs and for the NBA is happening. It's happening right now. And man, oh man, I'm sad to see it, but I'm gonna go and look at my scoreboard here and just kind of let you guys know what is happening. I believe on yesterday, unfortunately, I believe the Lakers was eliminated by Denver. Now, this is the round where it's you got to win out of the, I guess, the 5 games, you've got to win 3 or 4. I have to see exactly what that is again. But I checked it out and I was like, oh my gosh. So uh, they have been eliminated. And in the first round, who else have been eliminated? I'm looking at it. Um, I believe in the Western Conference. Okay, so Oklahoma City went on. They beat the Pelicans, and so they went on to, now they'll be going to the semifinals. And then who is this? The Clippers and the Mavericks. That series right now is tied from 2-2. Man, oh man. On the Eastern Conference, I'm checking this out. So Boston leads 3-1. This is the Celtics and the Heat. I don't know who you guys are rooting for, but in the chat, let me know in the NBA who you are rooting for. Who is your team? Who is your team? On the Eastern Conference, again, there is the Magic and the Cavaliers. That series is currently tied 2-2, and of course the Bucks and the Pacers, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. So that Indiana is leading that from 3-1. Now I'm gonna go to my next screen because here's the thing. Coach will be able to break this down better than me. Oh my gosh. I think right now what's happening on TNT, and some of you guys are excited. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Knicks are playing. The New York Knicks are leading the series 3-1. So they might could wrap things up after tonight. So that'll be interesting to see. And then of course, as I've told you, in the semi rounds, the Nuggets is now going to be playing the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they're going to be doing their thing. So this is what's happening with the NBA. I'm going to be checking things out. Of course, the WNBA is what I'm really excited for. That's going to be getting started on next month. And then I also saw a story about Candace Parker from the Chicago Sky. She's going to be retiring at age 38. She's wrapping up her series and season. And I'm like, no, don't leave us. Candace Parker is from the Chicagoland area, and me and Coach have talked about this. She played for Naperville North, and then she went on to play in the NCAA, and of course won a lot of rings in the WNBA. And then she came over here to Chicago in the Chicago Sky. Let me see what you guys are saying. Who is the teams that you guys are rooting for? Of course, Kevin is saying, go New York, go New York, go New York. I'll say, so thank you so very much for letting me know. The Knicks are in overtime with Philadelphia, and Philadelphia currently right now is leading. Okay, thank you so very much for that, Mr. Springer. The WNBA, their regular series is going to get started on this weekend, May 3rd. So I am really excited about that. OMG. So very excited about that. You guys have been a wonderful cheering audience. I'm telling you, man, oh man. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I'm excited about what's happening and what's going to be coming up with the WNBA. And of course, I'm going to be keeping my eyes open for the NBA, and we'll be going out of the first round into the second round. So who's going to be who's going to be in the final four, or the last two? Who's going to be in the championship? Who's going to be the Eastern Conference champs, and who's going to be the Western Conference champs? Well, LA is not in the mix anymore. So I know some of you guys are like, man, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Oh my gosh. But if you want your sports fix, and I want to thank you guys for supporting our Coach Tony and what he's been doing. It's called the Pull Up Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, he is there every Monday. He does sports talk 1 quarter at a time. We got some great guests coming up in the month of May. He'll be back live coming back in May. We took a little bit of a hiatus so he can get himself together. Didn't quite know he was going to lose his phone. Oh my gosh. So good time that we was able to go ahead and do that. But Coach has been really working really hard to go ahead and do the sports side of stuff. So we're excited. Thank you so very much for your support of the Pull-Up Podcast. That means we talk sports one quarter at a time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And of course, a DJ saved my life. You know, all that weirdness that I was talking about with my parents. Yeah, that's in the book. You want to read about that. But of course, going over the ABCs of podcasting. If you want to start your podcast and be a voice in this world, please go ahead and pick up a copy. And like I said, this is going to be coming soon. I am excited that the cover has been designed. And of course, I'm going to be doing a virtual party reveal of the cover. And pre-sales are available right now, and I want to thank everyone that has purchased an ebook copy. Of course, I'm going to have a couple of my other authors on very soon. We'll be talking about their books that are coming out. And of course, a lot of us have our own platforms, which is wonderful, wonderful. Earlier today, and of course, and lastly, our Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. It's with our Patreon. Join our community via Patreon today, and that's patreon.com/interludes. We're uploading new videos every day. I'm getting help with that, and so I got to check in on the team and see what they're doing or whatever. It's important to, when you have someone that has a beautiful and wonderful talent in either music or acting, it's good to be a helicopter mom or a helicopter dad and make sure everything is going well. It's one of the things that I love and respect about Chip Hurd, and that's Kim Fields' mom. You guys remember her, Tootie, from Facts of Life. And of course, Regine is living single and then currently now is in the Upshaws on Netflix. Well, we have a wonderful woman that's going to be coming on next week, Tina Michelle. We talked with her a little bit earlier on the after show. And not to let you guys, I am literally working on different promos to let you all know of the other shows that I host. She has agreed to come on, and she'll be here next week to talk entertainment, and then also how it's imperative that you be an active parent when it comes to being in the entertainment industry. And she'll be letting us know how she's been doing that with her daughter, as well as, hey, doing what we can to just watch out for things, because it is what it is. So Tina Michelle, she's going to be coming on next week, and I'll be able to give you all of her credentials at a later time. But I just wanted to just go ahead and kind of preview that. I was looking for a photo of her, and then when the time was wrapping up, I was like, nope, we got to hurry up and get to it. So yeah. So then that's how we got going on for next week. And of course, my goodness, Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays, guys. This has been a phenomenal show. I thank you all so very much for joining us. And next week, it'll be the both of us. I mean, I've done solo shows before, but I tell you, this has been fun, and letting you guys know kind of, I think what I would love to do is kind of give the spiritual background or give the spiritual perspective of things that happen in the entertainment industry. A couple of movies that are coming out that I'd like to review. There's also, I think Kevin sent me a series that's coming on FX called Clipped. So I'll be checking out that. I don't know how soon that's going to be hitting FX, but thank you so very much, Mr. Springer, and also April, for giving us great articles to present here with Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays. And of course, thank you so very much, Mr. Springer. Get a copy, pick up a copy. It's like we're in pre-sales now of A DJ Saved My Life. I'm so excited that this is coming out, and it is going to be fun. My goodness, we'll be back on next week. I'm by myself. We will be back on next week. These birthday balloons will be gone. I'm going to still have my flowers though. But Interludes Extra, man, oh man, we'll be back. And like I said, if you want to join me on a daily basis, you know where to catch me. And I'll go ahead and place that in the chat as well. I'm Val the Voice Johnson signing off. And you guys have a blessed rest of your Tuesday evening. We'll see you soon next week. And Happy April to you all and everyone that has had a birthday in April. I'm out of here. Peace. I've always thought about how my mom has supported me in any creative endeavor. That was fun. I hit the wrong thing. We'll show that at another time. We'll do this again. Peace.